Hi, Halim.
Hello, Reverend Terri.
How are you today?
I'm doing well. It's a beautiful day outside.
So far it is. It's supposed to rain, but so far it's a pretty nice day out. So I'll take it while we can get it. So, I thought today that
Oh,
we would, because
yeah.
it's wedding season and I am doing just a whole lot of premarital counseling sessions because we've got a bunch of weddings coming up, that maybe we could talk about wedding music because I'm curious about whether or not wedding music in Lebanon is different than wedding music in the United States. Is that okay if we talk about that today?
Oh, yeah, of course. That will be wonderful. And especially as you mentioned, because now it's a wedding season, like everywhere, and especially also back home, because now it's summer, the weather
Yeah,
permit people to be outside.
yeah.
So it's also in Lebanon, it's a wedding season.
Okay, all right. So as I think about wedding season and about the kinds of music, whenever I prepare people in to get married here at Christ Church, I always talk to them about the kinds of music that might be appropriate for a church wedding versus like an outdoor wedding or a wedding in a civic location, and music that kind of fits the space because the Christ Church has a very sort of traditional feeling space. We have a beautiful organ and an excellent piano, and so I encourage people to choose music that's fitting for the space, that will also fit in with their wedding ceremony vision and design. So it usually means, though, that it's kind of lively and melodic and classical pieces, usually on the organ. So sometimes brides imagine using Wagner's "Here Comes the Bride." That's a really traditional one. Here comes the bride, do 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 do. And I always tell them that they ought to do a little bit of research on the song before they decide for sure that that's the piece that they want to use. Do you know anything about the history of that song?
Oh, no, but I know this song well because it's also used in
Yeah.
Lebanon in the
Yeah.
church. Yeah.
Yeah, so the song was actually not written with the intention of it being a wedding song. It was written by Richard Wagner in 1860 for his opera Lohengrin, and it's the beginning of Act Three. This is when the song appears in the opera, and it's sung as members of a wedding party escort the bride and groom to their bridal chambers. So the wedding's over, and they're going to their bridal chambers, but the story ends in tragedy as the bride dies of grief when the groom is forced to leave her. So it's got this very tragic connotation to it, but it's also commonly believed that it was used by Princess Victoria. That the reason it became sort of popular as a wedding, a processional hymn for brides, it was used by Princess Victoria Adelaide Mary's Louisa's wedding. So she's the daughter, the oldest child of Queen Victoria, and she married Frederick William the Fourth of Prussia in 1858. And so that's kind of how it started to be used. But it also, another piece of it being complicated is that Wagner is, as a composer, was known for being very anti-Semitic. And so while weddings in the church are Christian, many people choose music that supports this more inclusive view of the world of God and who God is. So, like, I won't stop brides from using that piece if they really want to use it, but I definitely encourage them to find out a little bit about it and to make an informed decision. But personally, I have this childhood memory of singing this when I was a kid. Oh, it's just awful, the memory I have. So it's really hard for me. But the memory, maybe you don't know this little childhood rhyme, but it would go, "Here comes the bride, big, fat, and wide." It's just
Oh,
awful. I don't know why. I don't know where that came from as a childhood. So often those things, the little rhymes that we learn as children were just really bad. There's really lots of prejudice in them. But nonetheless, unfortunately for me, that's what I hear in my head. So,
yeah.
so I have to, if a bride chooses to use that, I have a little bit of internal work to do to 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 hear it with the dignity that a procession requires. Anyway, so what about you? Tell me a little bit about wedding music in Lebanon.
Okay, thank you for bringing all this because also here comes the bride. It's used in some churches that, especially the church, the evangelical churches in Lebanon. So
Uh-huh.
because in Lebanon, especially you have all these different sect of Christianity.
Yeah.
So I think it's not always up to the bride and the groom to be involved in the service as in the church. It's up
Oh,
more to the priest, what is concerned the priest in the church, but or to choose the songs or the readings. It's more traditional that the church will decide like this is a form
oh,
of the wedding. But I will talk about the traditional music of the wedding. Now, so if you go and attend a Lebanese wedding, or especially it's shared common between the Lebanese, the Syrian, the Palestinian, and the Jordanian weddings. So we have, I would say, if you go to the wedding, you will be encounter of three kinds of music,
mm,
or the three kinds which are essential to the celebration, which usually took place after the wedding in the church. So after the wedding in the church, then it started this civic celebrations. And this civic celebration has three main three categories of music. And so I would
but
start.
wait, Halim, they don't have music in the ceremony itself, or they only do, but the priest chooses it.
Oh yeah, what the priest, but like for example, if the wedding taking place in an Orthodox church, because the Orthodox church doesn't choose the music,
Oh,
they
oh, oh,
only
right.
depend on the cantor,
Yeah.
but like in a Maronite church, yeah, there are music. Maybe they can choose one of the hymns, or but it's not more. It's more as church-related
So
hymns.
it'd be a more familiar church hymn that they would sing and
Yeah,
not so much. Okay, okay, I
or
understand.
in the evangelical churches, also you can choose hymns, but all more related to the church.
Okay.
Uh,
So the music
but
for a Lebanese wedding takes place, the fun part takes place at the reception.
yeah, as the reception. So
Okay.
after the wedding that take place, either and it's common between Christians and Muslims in Lebanon.
Oh,
So all what I am talking about, it's common in all the wedding. Either
oh,
it's a Christian wedding or a Muslim wedding.
oh, okay.
Uh, yes. So I will, if you will allow me to share
Yep.
screen. Okay. Are you able to see
I can
my
see
screen
it.
share?
Yep.
Okay. So the first part of after the wedding ends in the church, or before the bride and the bridegroom enter into the church. There is a blessing that's giving from either their grandparents or a lady in the family. She gave the blessing, or she say a poem that talks to the bride and the bridegroom, describing them and wishing them prosperous, wishing them a good life. And this kind of musical poem is called Zalghuta. And the Zalghuta, the person, either the male or the female, who are saying the Zalghuta, they need to have a beautiful vocal uh, voice and a talented poem. So the Zalghuta is like a blessing from the people, represented by this mediator, if we can say mediator. She gave the blessing to the bride and the bridegroom, and she talks about how beautiful is the bride and how is beautiful the bridegroom, and she wishes them prosperity. So we'll hear what is a Zalghuta. This I think she is a grandmother of one of the bride of the bridegroom, and she is giving her blessing in the Zalghuta. Can I have your attention, please? So it starts with so this lady was giving them the blessing, and she was describing how the bride groom is wearing this beautiful dress, and she wishes that her life would be white as the dress that she's wearing. Uh, and then we'll move to the
Can I have your attention, please?
and then okay. Then after the zalhuta, the bride and the bridegroom, they will enter into the space where it will take the celebration. So either it will take in a hall, usually in a hall or big restaurant, or if the family own a big house, it will be in the backyard of the house. So where is the venue of the wedding? There is an entrance for both of the bride and the bridegroom to this celebration.
Yeah, Halim, stay
Uh,
closer to your computer because you're breaking up a little bit. So
okay.
stay closer to your computer. Okay,
Thank you.
so this piece of music takes place as they enter into the reception hall.
And the reception hall, yes.
Yeah.
And this is very important, and it's called zaffe. And the entrance, like it is very important, and usually the zaffe represent how much the wealthy, like as much as they
Oh.
spend on the zaffe and bring a group of dancers, because it's a group of dancers or people who will do a show. So how much is the show? That means it's reveal how the wedding or how the wedding party their wealth or something. So the Zaffi is very important as an entrance for the celebration and the start entrance. So we will see a part of the Zaffi. Let me show this. Oh, I'm sorry.
يا نبع الجود انتوا الكياسي، انتوا الكياسي الذوق والاحساس، انتوا البدر بالافق بتجلي. رحبوا معي مع اجمل عريسان صبا رضوان فهد ومحمود سليمان حمود.
Yeah, I think you froze, Halim. It's not. Can't see the video move. I can only hear it.
Excuse me?
The video isn't moving. I can only hear it. I don't see any images.
Okay, okay. Let me.
I mean, I can see that it's there, but it's not doing anything.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, yeah, that was fun. Okay, now I need to share screen. Now I know what shall
Yeah.
I do. Yeah, yeah. I need to share screen and apologize for this. I share screen and then, yeah. I think now it works, yes?
I can see it. Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, there we go. So we lost the sound again.
Oh,
It's really fun. It's really
yeah, that's
fun.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very fun. Yeah.
that's fun. And then okay, I'll stop share this. And then the last part is the dancing.
Okay.
Oh, and the traditional dancing in the wedding is the dabki, the famous dabki. So
Okay.
and I will show a small clip. So, but every country like Lebanon, Syria, Palestine, and Jordan, they have their own music for the dabki and
Oh, okay.
there's movement. So
Okay.
hopefully I can show a small part of the Lebanese dabki and the Palestinian dabki.
Okay. Let's see how it goes.
Let me share. Okay, I will share this. So this is the Lebanese dabki. Can you see
انا اللي عليكي مش الدهب مش غيري مش عليكي انا اللي عليكي
Okay, it stopped again. It froze.
مش غيري مش عليكي او اذا رجعت من العشاء وعشت فيني شو عليكي شو عليكي يا ضيي عليكي انا اللي عليكي مش الدهب مش غيري مش عليكي انا اللي عليكي مش الدهب مش غيري مش عليك العمر الشطوة.
Yeah, so this was the Lebanese dabki, and I will show now.
Halim, that looks like it was outside. Were they outside?
Oh yes, outside. They have
Outside.
like a
Yeah.
stage outside.
And it was men and women both were the dancers,
Both.
right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was fun.
Oh yeah, and this is the traditional Lebanese dabki. I showed only the this group they are dancing, but usually all the people are involved.
Yeah. Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is the traditional one. And what I was able to, so this next video is about the Palestinian dabki, and it was recorded here in
They're in
one
Dearborn. Yeah, I see
video
that.
in
Yeah.
Dearborn. So yes, so we'll see the Palestinian dabki in Dearborn. Okay.
Yep.
وعلى دلعانة وعلى دلعانة الله الحبايب سكنوا لعيونه وعلى دلعانة وعلى دلعانة الله الحبايب سكنوا لعيونه وحطينا بيدي وانزل عالدابكي فرقتنا وبنترحب بنشونه
So
Wow.
thank you.
That was really fun.
Yeah, so you see, the fun part is what takes place in the celebration. I like every wedding, every place.
Yeah.
So every the wedding party will prepare, especially as I mentioned in these three parts, which is the zalghuta. They will always they're happy because they will always remember who is
Yeah.
the lady, especially the lady who give them the blessing, and then the entrance, and then the whole group of people will be engaged in the debate.
Yeah,
So,
really fun, really fun. You know, I was a dance major in college, and that's been a long time since I was a dance major. But I love to watch dance. I love to dance, and I'm sometimes struck by the similarities of dance across the world. So
oh yeah,
that there's pieces that of elements that look similar to what I was seeing in the Palestinian dabki to what I might see in like some Irish dancing, for example. Just some similarities in some of the movements. So it's really fun. Yeah.
and I hopefully in the coming year when we started the intercultural work here at Christchurch and Mother of the Savior, we can host this event and introduce people to this different kind of dancing.
Yeah.
Because you are right, the music connects people, dancing connects people,
Yeah.
and also like as you said, the whole world like dancing. We can learn a lot in the culture of
Yeah. Yeah.
being.
We used to dance at our church picnic. We'd play music and dance. So maybe we could have someone teach us some Arabic dancing at one of our outdoor,
Yeah,
one of the upcoming outdoor events that we have coming up.
yeah,
So
that
that,
will be wonderful.
yeah. All right. Well, think about that. Well, thanks, Halim. It was good to talk to you
Thank you.
and have a great rest of the day. I'll see you soon.
Thank you. Same to you.
Take care. Bye bye.